Hi, I'm Jamie and I live with spondyloarthritis.
And I'm Jeff, and I have AS spondyloarthritis as well.
So we know what it's like to live with this condition, and we've developed a series of videos that hopefully you'll be able to really use for your daily life. We're kicking things off with a morning routine. Morning stiffness is such a common symptom of spondyloarthritis, and so this will be an opportunity to get moving at the start of the day. It will start from a bed, and you might find you want to do this in the evening as well, but it will start from a bed, and then once we're feeling a bit looser, we'll come up to some standing movements and exercises.
And then I show you some stretches and movement that you can use during your day at home or at work. All pretty safe, all suitable for people just starting out, just beginners at this stretching and moving. And also you can use those in small segments, or you can take the whole 15 minutes in one go. Main thing is to be safe and to enjoy it.
We all know how difficult that morning stiffness can be with spondyloarthritis. So let's get moving from the comfort of our bed. Just make sure you've got 2 cushions nearby. So you're going to be lying on your back, and first and foremost, comfort is key. So you can support the head straight away with a cushion, and use whatever cushions and blankets you have available to support yourself, and you know how to do that best. You can also place a cushion under the hip if you wish as well, or the hips should I say. So we're going to start by interlacing the fingers now underneath the right thigh. We're going to point the foot away, pointing the foot away like a ballerina. We're pointing away, we're going to lift up towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter how far you go, might be here, might be here, might be here. Once you reach the top, flex the right foot towards the face and slowly lower down. Good, and we're going to just do this as a nice fluid movement. So lifting up, flexing the foot towards the face as you reach the top, and then lowering down. You can begin to breathe through this movement, so you can inhale as you lift the leg up, exhale as you lower down, and try and breathe through the nose if you can. Good, we'll do 3 more of these. Last one here. Excellent. Perfect. From here, we're going to now just hold the position as we've been doing. And if this is enough of a stretch, you can stay here. You're drawing the right knee towards the right shoulder. You don't want to have it too much pushing into the center of your torso. So it's going slightly out to the side. If you want to stay here, or you can intensify the stretch by extending that left leg. And you could also have the hands below the right knee for a deeper stretch still. This will stretch out the top of the left hip flexor, as well as the right glute and the side of the right hip. You could make this stretch deeper still if you were to elevate the hips with some cushions. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. You might just move a little bit here. You don't have to stay static. You could also use this as an opportunity to move the ankles. The hip flexors connect into the lower back, so loosening these up can really help with lower back stiffness. Then we're going to take the left foot, if it was extended, back to be on the bed, flat on the bed, and then take the outside of the right ankle towards the left, top of the left thigh. And you can just stay here and feel a quite gentle stretch in the right glute. And that might be enough. If you want to deepen the stretch, you could take the right knee across the body towards the left shoulder. And this will really deepen the stretch. But don't go and push too far. Just work with what feels right for your body. I'm just going to hold this for about 15 to 30 seconds. Try and keep your breath very calm, as breathing keeps the nervous system calm, which tells the body that it's safe, which allows us to stretch in a more safe and effective way. Good. Release that there. Grab a cushion. Take the cushion between the thighs and drop the knees to the right. You could also have a cushion between the ankles here. That can be a really nice option. And you can extend the arms, or you can keep the arms by the side, or wherever you like. You can keep the head where it is. For a gentle rotation in the neck, you can slowly turn to look over the left shoulder. For a more intense rotation in the neck, you can look over the right shoulder. You could deepen the stretch further by having the left hand to the outside of the right leg. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Allow that right shoulder to relax down. Try and relax the muscles in your face here. Notice if you're clenching the jaw or scrunching the eyes. Just allow that to soften slightly. Okay, very good. Slowly, slowly, slowly take the legs back to center. And you can use the hands to support the head, to take the head back to center. And we're going to go through that whole little sequence on the other side now. So this time we're going to interlace underneath the left leg. We're going to lift the left foot up, point the foot to the ceiling, flex the left foot towards the face and slowly lower down. Inhaling as you reach up, exhaling as you lower down. And remember, it doesn't matter how high you go. You're just looking for that nice stretch through the top of the ankles as you reach the foot up, and then into the hamstring as you come towards the top, and on the way down into the calf and the hamstring. So a nice way to loosen up the back of the thighs here. Good, 2 more. Excellent, well done. Keep that interlaced position under the left thigh, or you could go under the left knee now for a deeper stretch, taking the left knee slightly out to one side, but don't force it open, okay? So it's just gentle, very subtle here. With the option to keep the right leg where it is, or extend the right leg for a deeper stretch into that right, top of the right hip flexor. As I mentioned on the other side, our hip flexors connect into our lower back, so stretching these out, increasing the flexibility in the hip flexors can pay dividends for the lower back. Good. This side might feel tighter or looser than the other, and that's okay. So just be mindful to be kind to yourself. Don't push into the stretch. You're just meeting the stretch where it is, not trying to force your way through. Nice. From there, take that right foot, if it was extended, back to be touching the bed, and then outside of that left ankle on the top of the right thigh, with the option to just stay here and be very passive and have a very gentle stretch in that left glute, or we take that left knee towards the top of the right shoulder. Try and keep your breath calm, as I mentioned earlier, breathing softly and quietly and gently through the nose. Excellent. Slowly release there. Grab your cushion again to go between the thighs and between the ankles if you need. Take a moment just to pause here before we rotate. Open the arms out to the side. And now we're going to drop the knees to the right. You can turn the head to the right for a gentle rotation in the neck. You can keep it center, or you can turn to look over the left for a more intense rotation of the neck, with the option to have the right hand to the outside of the left leg for a deeper stretch still. Don't force, just ease your way into it. Try and allow the shoulders to feel soft and heavy, relaxing down to the bed. And slowly take the legs back to center. You can use the hands to guide the head slowly back to center. And so from here, you might just want to end the session there. Or you might want to decide, okay, now I want to get up and get moving. You could be winding down and going to bed at this point, but assuming this is your morning routine and you're getting moving, you'll slowly come up, take your time to come out of the bed, shake it out a little bit, and let's get ready to do some standing movements. All right, so now we're standing after our little routine in bed, hopefully feeling a little bit warmer, and so this next step should be a little bit more approachable. We're still going to take our time and ease our way into things. So we're going to focus on the spine now and pull the elbows back as if we're pulling back a slingshot. Allow for a bit of an arching in the lower back and breathe in here. Exhale to interlace the fingers together, reach the hands away, draw the belly in and feel a stretch across the shoulders and the middle of your back. So the more far you go, the further you go, the more intense this is going to feel. So don't force it, just working between these two movements. Inhaling as you pull back, taking a breath in, exhaling as you reach forward. So if you've ever done a cat-cow before, that movement, that exercise, this is a standing variation of that. A bit more accessible, less pressure on the wrists. Good way to get the spine moving in the morning. Do a few more here. Good, and release there. Shake it out a little bit. Good stuff. From here, we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. Left and right hand touch. Keep the right hand facing forward, keep the feet facing forward, and we're going to reach the left arm away. Now, we don't have to turn the head if that's not comfortable, but if it is comfortable to do so, you can follow your head with your arm. And so we're going to think about exhaling as we turn and inhaling as we come back to center. If we want to intensify this further, we can imagine we're pulling back on a bow and arrow and then reaching back into that rotation. Let's do two more. Good. Shake it out a little bit before we do the other side. So when you're ready, let's go into the other side. Now, if this is too much, you could always use and hold on to a chair to do that same movement. Good, let's do two more, wherever you are. And release there. Again, just shake out the shoulders and Move in any way that feels comfortable. From here, we're going to move the sensations and exercises up to the shoulders and the neck. From here, we're going to open the arms out wide, palms facing up. The higher your arms are, the more intense this will be. The lower down, the more gentle. So from here, both the palms are facing up to begin with. We're going to rotate the right hand down, then the thumb. So the thumb is now dropping down. That right shoulder is internally rotating here. And then we're going to slowly, if it's comfortable, turn to look over the left. If it isn't comfortable, keep the head centered. Right hand back to center, then left hand down, then the thumb, turn to look over the right. And you're going to alternate between right and left here, right and left. So I know it might be the morning for you as you're doing this routine, but this is a bit of mental gymnastics we're having to coordinate between our right and left. So if you get a bit confused and stuck, don't worry, this will click into place after a while. But the way to remember this is just think about turning the head to the opposite shoulder that you're stretching. Turning the head away from the opposite shoulder. And stop there. Okay. Shake the shoulders out. Big shoulder rolls here. If you want to intensify this, you could have the hands on the shoulders as you come forward and back. Good. Stop there. From here, we're going to take the left hand towards the right pocket, of our trousers. And then we're going to either just slowly come to the side, or with the right hand on the shoulder, or we're going to extend the arm fully. If we do so, make sure not to drop the left ear down. Keep the head in line with the rest of the torso and the neck in line with the rest of the spine. So we come over to one side and then we switch. Hands back to center into like a cactus position. Right hand to the left pocket, left arm over. So we're switching between each side. And if this feels too much, as I said, just focus on decreasing the degree of movement. Don't force here, it's just a very small degree of movement between the right and the left. Some side flexion for the spine, which is a very important movement of the spine, as well as stretching out the sides of the back. One more on each side. And release there. Shake out the shoulders, shake out the legs, shake everything out, and take a moment just to stand nice and tall. Maybe even soften or close the eyes if that's comfortable. And just take a moment to hopefully feel a little bit more energy in the body, a bit looser, and thank yourself for taking the time out of your day and hopefully setting yourself up for a less stiff day ahead.
We're going to do some stretches for your day at work or your day at home. So come to sitting comfortably on a chair and just move very slightly forwards so that you can pull yourself up to a nice, tall and comfortable position. Feet are about hip width apart. Breathing in, on the out breath, draw your left foot up and place it on the top of your right knee. Take hold of the bottom of your left foot with your right hand, and your left hand goes in front of the left knee. Breathing in, draw yourself up and forwards, and as you do that, on the out breath, draw the left knee and foot towards you. And this gives you a stretch into the left hip area. And then we breathe softly and gently into that. Try not to scrunch up in the shoulders. "30 seconds is plenty to get the stretch. We don't want to overdo it. Stretch, not strain." And then releasing the right hand from the bottom of the left foot, interlink the fingers of both hands in front of the left knee. Breathing in, on the out breath, draw the left knee, across the body towards the right shoulder, and that moves the stretch from your left hip into your left buttock. And that should help to relieve some of the pain from inflammation there. And again, hold for about 30 seconds, breathing, 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 and try to move on the out breath. So that's enough. You can come out of it, you can ease off, back off at any time. Comfort is always our intention. So then we do the other side. When you've got that pain that goes down through the buttock and the hip, you can, over the time that you have a flare, you can throw the skeleton out of alignment. That's why we do both sides. So now we're raising the right knee and taking the left hand to the bottom of the right foot, right hand to the front of the right knee. Breathing in. On the exhalation, lift the chest, hollow the lower back. Breathing softly and gently. Moving on the out breath. If you're feeling the stretch, you're getting the benefits. Don't think, oh, I can go further into this, especially if you're in a flare. And then releasing the left hand, interlink the fingers again of both hands, place them in front of the right knee. And then on the out breath, draw the right knee across the body towards the left shoulder. And this takes the stretch from the right hip into the right buttock. Lifting the front of the chest, allowing the shoulder blades to draw downwards and inwards. Just a little. And that's enough. And then releasing. And now we'll do a couple of little twists in your office chair. So turning to the left, have the outside of your left thigh in contact with the back of the chair. Feet are hip width apart. Start off by just resting the hands on the tops of the thighs. Now, just move your right foot an inch or so forwards so that the knee is now sticking forwards of the right knee, sticking forward of the left knee. That means that when we come into the twist, the right hip goes back and they're equalised. That gives us a stretch and a twist right from the base of the spine right through to the neck. So breathing in, turning to the left and placing the hands in a relaxed way on the back of the chair. We don't want to be pulling and pushing. So your hands might be here or here or here, depends on what's comfortable for you. Then pressing the foot in so that the right hip goes backwards, and then very slowly twisting the spine, lifting out of the sit bones and looking over the left shoulder. Relaxing the shoulders down, keeping the hands nice and relaxed as well. And then coming back to centre, turning to face the front. Between twists, always do a little realign. Take the hands to the tops of the thighs. Breathing in, bend forwards from the hips, not from the waist, keeping the spine straight and the head in line. Very small one, and using the hands on the thighs to support you. This is giving a gentle stretch out of the top of the sacroiliac joints through the lower back. And then turning to the right, following that idea that we always do both sides. The right side of your right thigh is in contact with the back of the chair. Resting the hands, now moving the left foot an inch forwards, pressing that left foot into the ground, hitting the left hip backwards in that direction, and then turning to the right. Same thing again. Try not to use too much strength. Use your exhale. And that's a comfortable twist through the whole of the spine, and then looking over the right shoulder trying to lift out. And then come back to centre. So those are 3 simple chair poses that you can do. And now we'll come to some standing poses. So putting your chair somewhere pretty stable where it's not going to move and where you can hold on to a piece of furniture for comfort and reassurance. Come to standing with feet hip width apart in front of the chair seat. Breathing in, raise your right leg and put the heel of your foot on the floor. Now you can hold on to a piece of furniture, or if your balance is good you can take both hands to your hips, but just make sure that you're feeling comfortable. So now we're going to stretch forwards from the hips, keeping the spine straight and the head in line with the spine. Any discomfort behind the knees, just bend the knees and draw the heel back towards you. The idea is to get a stretch through the top ends of the sacroiliac joints here. Now that may be far enough for you. You may be able to take the fingertips somewhere. You can take the hands to the shins, to the chair seat. If you're feeling very supple today, you might be able to take the hands to the top of the chair back. But the stretch wants to be here, and then to come out of the pose, lift the back of the head, come back to standing, stand nice and tall, shake out the arms and the legs. Try to have your standing leg vertical to the floor, so not leaning forwards in particular. Often that means just drawing the heel back a little. I've still got a hand on the furniture for safety. Breathing in, lifting up out of the right hip. On the exhalation, bending forwards. Keeping that right leg, standing leg stiff. Any discomfort here, bend the knee. You can take the hands to the thigh or to the shin. You might want to just hold on while you feel that stretch so that you're nice and stable and safe. And again, you can take the hands to the chair or to the top of the chair back. So those standing leg stretches really help to relieve lower back pain, and then come to standing again and just let the arms pendulum until you come to a comfortable, relaxed position. And now we'll come into our tabletop. So having your chair there where it won't move, take the heels of the hands, that's here, to the top of the chair back, and then just stretch back. Feet are about hip width apart, feet are parallel. Now you may be quite round backed, but to help straighten and stretch the spine, just bend the knees a little and try to keep some rounding here so that you're not dipping the spine like so. Keep that there, and that gives a really nice stretch at the top of the sacroiliac joints and into the lower back. Tabletop. Stretching out, the fingers are positive. We're stretching out underneath the armpits, down the sides of the ribs. The gaze of the eyes is straight down. The ears are between the upper arms if you can, or here. It doesn't really matter too much. But if you feel that you could move a little bit further into this, you can straighten one leg at a time, like so, and that gives a nice stretch down the whole of the right side of the body. And then the other side. Keep up your breathing. And then stretching out the spine, lengthening, elongating in the spine, creating spaces in the back. Then to come out of the pose very slowly, taking the weight onto the top of the chair back, walking forwards and coming slowly out of that, and then shake out, come to standing nice and tall, tucking the tailbone down at the back here. AS is constantly trying to get us into the question mark pose, like so, and these stretches are designed to help us come out of that. It's a bit counterintuitive, but This is what we want to aim for, so that the shoulders are above the hips. And then finally, we'll come to a standing forwards bend. So we'll use the chair to start off with, and just standing tall, take the hands to the hips, bend the knees quite considerably. The belly is lying on the top of the thighs. Take your hands to the chair and then tip your head forwards so that the chin is tucked into the chest, and the weight of your arms, your shoulders and your head will stretch out the spine. So long as your chin is below your heart, that effect happens, and this can be very, very pain relieving, helping with your mobility. Now, if that feels really good and comfortable, if you feel that you could go a little bit further, make some space for yourself. Have the knees still very bent, letting the belly lie on there, and then just dangle, taking the crown of the head towards the floor. But it's safer and more comfortable if you have the knees very bent, and you can let the hands dangle, and then to come out of the pose, lift the back of the head, use the chair to help you, and scoop it up nice and slowly and come to standing. And of course you can repeat any of those. If they feel good, repeat them. Then shake out. There we are.
Okay, so we hope you've enjoyed these series of videos. Be sure to check out the Spondylitis Association of America and their website, which is spondylitis.org. There's so much amazing support and resources on there.
And if you'd like to know more about yoga for AS and want to reach out for some support or information, loads of free resources over at yogaforas.com.